Hi guys, in this video I want to give you update on my Echeveria collection and also show you which Echeverias I have been propagating, which propagation methods I have been using, and how much progress they have made since I started propagating in the last few months, especially because it has been winter. And if you watch my past videos and you're not watching first time, then you know that I'm a big fan of stacked up chryssulas and euphorbias, and that the Echeverias are not my favorites, so they were not a large part of my collection of succulents. But I can tell you this, this winter, from all of the plants that I bought, I think I bought the most Echeverias. So I suppose I got to like them more, and I really enjoy looking at the diversity of shapes and colors that they have. Let me show you what I have and what I have been propagating. So guys, I have here Echeveria topsy-turvy, and if you watched my videos from this summer, I had these two Echeverias in, and I think I placed them in this pot, big pot already when I made the summer video. So I noticed that they were started growing pups on the stems when I took them inside. So it was end of the fall, and I decided to behead them. Not the best time to behead your plants in December, but I decided to do so. And the main reason is all these pups that were growing. Now, guys, these are actually stems where I cut, and I don't know. This is crazy. There is like a million of them. Look at all these guys, and some of them, like these here, as you can see, this is the size, they're becoming really big, almost to the point that they're gonna be able to be separated and be on their own. Okay, this one is not topsy-turvy. I just stuck this guy in maybe 2 weeks ago because I didn't have an individual pot for it. But I mean, look at how many these rosettes there is on the stem. You can really not see the stem where I cut how many rosettes there is. And I don't even know if part of this is crested or it's just a lot of rosettes growing. And these guys rooted really quickly. And not only did they rooted, but I noticed that this guy started growing another rosette here on the bottom. I hope you can see where my finger is. So here, guys, I have one of the most beautiful Echeverias, Echeveria Lola. I had two little Echeveria Lolas. One of them was order from Mountain Crest Gardens. I think that's the one. And nicely recovered. It had a little bit of blackish leaves on the bottom when I received it, so looks great, healthy. The other one, even though it was not stretched, just had a longer stem but really packed leaves on top. I just still decided to propagate it, which I didn't have to. So this is the top that rooted really easily, so it's firm in the soil already. These are leaves around. This is actually not a Lola, this is some other cutting from a leaf. But look at, guys, what happened with beheaded area. I think one of the cutest things to look at is these little rosettes when they start growing, and I love how they get packed around the stems. So there is like here, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 Echeveria Lola rosettes, and then 2 more on top. I think this one is currently the biggest one. It's kind of like my finger. It's just so cute to look at them growing. So I'm gonna have a lot of Echeveria Lolas. Alright, here, guys, I have Echeveria subsessilis. I hope I'm saying that right, but this is how it's spelled. And I don't know if you remember, I had a pot with 3 heads, 3 rosettes, and they were starting to look a little crowded and messy, so I decided to behead them when the winter started, and they all rooted really easily. I think this was a little leaf that propagated, and then this is what happened with the stems that were left over. So there is, each stem I think has about 3 rosettes growing. So there is this one here that has 2 more rosettes underneath. I think I need to remove some of the leaves so they can get more light. Then there is another rosette underneath here, and then there is more here, so you can see. So a lot of rosettes growing, so I'm really excited about that. What I don't like about these two guys is that even though they're under fluorescent lights, they're having a little bit smaller rosettes on top instead of like going large. So I don't know why that happens. Didn't have maybe enough water or light? But a really pretty type of Echeveria that has these pink edges around the bluish leaves, and they're all a little bit dry, as you can see from the leaves, especially on these that are kind of wrinkly. Okay guys, these are all new additions that I got this winter in the middle of really freezing weather, and I am thankful for the seller from Succulent Marketplace named Estella Aguilar, who was very patient to coordinate sending in the right time. You can also find her on a Facebook page, Bellissima Succulentas. And she posts almost every week and sells these beauties for really affordable prices. I mean, 4-inch Echeverias, and some of the rare ones are $4, and 2-inch Echeverias are only $2. Of course, you have to pay heat pack if needed or shipping, but really great price. So I got this guy here, or girl, that has red tips. I think it's Echeveria Gawaidis red lipstick. I'm not 100% sure. It was a little bit darker red more. Maybe it doesn't have enough light right now. This one I haven't identified yet, but it's just beautiful pink purplish color. Then this one here I have identified as Echeveria Afterglow. Thinner leaves, more gentle leaves, bluish purplish color with reddish edges. This one I don't know name of. Really interesting. Light greenish yellow reddish leaves. Then I think maybe this is Queen Violet Echeveria. I'm not 100% sure. Really pretty as well. Then this one here was a gift from her. This is, I think, Graptoveria Bashful, and it has been blooming. Yeah, that's something I didn't order, but still very cute. This one here, I think it's Echeveria Lime and Chili, and has quite a bit of heads here. And then this one here, I order among the first ones. I think it's very interesting, the texture, shape, and colors. I don't know name of this one. So those are all new additions, guys. Then here, guys, I have Echeveria Fabiola, which I think is just such a pretty compacted Echeveria. Kind of reminds me to Havortius. A really pretty unique look. Then this one here I wanted to have for a while. It's Echeveria Imbricata Blue Rose. I got it from Mountain Crest Gardens, as well as this Echeveria. And this one was not, when it arrived during the winter time, it didn't look very well, but it started recovering really well. These two little guys I found for $2 at the nursery near Chicago. I forgot the name right now. But it's just so pretty. Look at these purplish leaves and two little pups. So I haven't moved them to bigger pots yet. And then I have, this is also purchased from Estella from Succulent Marketplace and Bellissima Succulentas. It's a rainbow Echeveria, really pretty, a little bit different than the other one that I already have. It's a hybrid. This one here was sent by Estella by mistake, and it was very shriveled when it arrived, and I almost wanted to throw it away. It was that little and shriveled, but I ended up planting it and recovered, and now I kind of like it, to be honest. It has these light pale blue edges on the leaves, and I think it's really interesting. And then these are the survivors of my Echeveria painted Echeveria nodulosa. If you remember, I bought one big one last year. Then I ended up taking most of the plant to the conservatory, and during the freezing the plant died. Just before the freezing I took some cuttings from that plant and they rooted in the middle of the winter, and so this is what I have. There is one here that has something brown on the leaf, but the rest of them look pretty healthy, I think. So hopefully it will make it. Alright guys, so this is my Echeveria Pulidonis that I think has done much better this winter than the last winter. Then next to it is actually Greptoveria, not Echeveria, Silver Star, but I thought it's interesting and I keep it with Echeverias. And then you remember maybe from my past videos that I have propagated Echeveria elegans. This was the stem with the original plant and 3 little pups that were growing on these stems, and I beheaded it. It rooted very easily and it grew some new leaves, looking really pretty. The stem grew new rosettes, and you can see this is the biggest one. And you can see with my finger how big it is. There is another rosette on this side, and then 2 more little rosettes, one here and one here. Actually, there is a 5th one growing and 6th one. And these little branches that grew little heads, those were these ones. I beheaded them as well a few weeks ago, and they rooted, and they're doing well. They're a little bit on a dry side because while they were rooting I was not as watering them much. And then I have some leaves that I'm propagating as well, but the leaves take really long time. Then here I have Echeveria lilatina or Ghost Echeveria. I have probably 2 or 3 more of these, so I'm going to probably give away some of them. They're doing really good. I had no problems with bad leaves or rot problem. Then here I have Echeveria powder puff. Unfortunately this one leaf has been touched a little bit, but otherwise just beautiful rosette and pretty colors. Then here is my Greptoveria Debbie that I also got from Mountain Crest Gardens. I have some dry leaves that I need to remove. And this one here I got I think a year ago from Ted's Greenhouses. It was still in a process of establishing itself from a cutting, but they ended up selling me because I really wanted it. And it struggled at the end of summer. It looked like it was changing colors, and I was wondering if it's gonna be a goner. And I put it under LED lights and recovered, and I really like how the colors, how it looks on the top. So I've been considering maybe cutting off the top and letting the stem grow some new rosettes. This one here, I don't know if I should have done or not. This is my Echeveria Rainbow that I also got from Ted's Greenhouses. And even though it was not stretched, I decided to behead it. And it did root, but it's pretty dried up. I think it struggled. I think it was resting, and I cut it when it's not the right time for it. It does have roots, I checked, but it's not been growing much. And I also noticed that it had some mealybugs, so that may have also played a role. But the stem started growing new rosettes. They still don't have these raindrops because they're too small. But there is 2 rosettes on top, and then I think I saw something growing on the lower of the stem, but maybe not. Anyway, this is just a little panda plant here, keeping it company. Alright, here are my Echeverias agavoides. This really big one, you see how big it is? I actually burned on a few spots. I always kept it at the end of where the lights are reaching in the past years, and it always preferred that. I don't know what happened. Why did I on earth put it under fluorescent lights straight under? There was few leaves with these kind of damages, which is I think burnt But otherwise, it's all right. This little guy is good as well. And then I have Black Prince, which has been under LED lights. These two little guys, this one Echeveria Malaco, and this one I don't know if it's Echeveria or Graptoveria amatorum. I'm not 100% sure. It's been struggling a little bit. I don't know if it's stressed out under LED lights and a little bit too dried up. It's a little bit wrinkly, but I don't see any rot or any lost leaves, so I suppose it's still okay. And this is my actual Echeveria rainbow. If you go back and look at my videos, end of April, I got this Echeveria rainbow. It was very dried up, and then I left on a vacation same day when I got it, and it just went through a lot, and I almost lost it after I beheaded a tiny little piece, but it rooted and it's continuing to grow leaves. It's pretty tiny still, but I'm happy I still have it. I'm almost forgot about this guy. I probably have forgotten some Echeverias that are not on the same spot with the rest. This is my big Echeveria Pearl One Nürnberg. Here is some other smaller rosettes and one really tiny one. So they're looking good under LED lights. Here at the end I have this one. I have this for a while. I don't know. This is not Polydonis, but I don't know which one it is. As you can see, it's a little bit dry. Look at these leaves at the bottom, some wrinkly and some dried up, so it needs more water. It did have some mealybugs, so I was trying not to spray the whole plant, not to destroy that protective film and weaken the plant. So I've been just kind of trying to eliminate some of the pests that I have seen. So I think it's gonna be alright. This one here is called Echeveria chihuahuensis, I think. Strange name. It has like red tips and has a pup growing. I had it in a place where it didn't have a lot of light, so this one was not with the rest of the Echeverias, so poor guy, I think it needs some recovery. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my update and see you in the next video.